Just weeks after a gunman fired more than 500 rounds into the Centers for Disease Control headquarters in Atlanta, killing a security guard, there is more upheaval at the CDC. Earlier today, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. decided the CDC Director must resign or be fired. She refused to resign, and tonight we've learned Dr. Susan Monarez has been fired just weeks after she was nominated and confirmed by the U.S. Senate. CDC Director Dr. Susan Monarez was sworn in as the director for the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on July 31st, but today she was fired. Only on the job for a few weeks, Monarez had pushed back on the purging of the CDC's Independent Vaccine Committee, and she reportedly refused to fire some of the CDC's top leaders. In a post on X, the government announcing, quote, Susan Monarez is no longer director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. We thank her for her dedicated service to the American people. Before she was fired, Monarez lawyered up, and her attorneys releasing this statement. When CDC Director Susan Monarez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts, she chose to protect the public over serving a political agenda. For that, she has been targeted. Reaction within the CDC was swift, with 3 of the nation's top health leaders resigning their posts. Dr. Deborah Horry, the agency's chief medical officer, resigning and sharing her reasons why in an email to staff. Horry writing in part, for the good of the nation and the world, the science at CDC should never be censored or subject to political pauses and interpretations. Vaccines save lives. This is an indisputable, well-established scientific fact. Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis, director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, also resigning his post and writing this on X. We are 7 months into the new administration, and no CDC subject matter expert from my center has ever briefed the secretary. I am not sure who the secretary is listening to, but it is quite certainly not to us. The intentional eroding of trust in low-risk vaccines favoring natural infection and unproven remedies will bring us to a pre-vaccine era where only the strong will survive and many, if not all, will suffer. Dr. Dan Jernigan, CDC Director of the National Center for Emerging and Zoonotic Infectious Diseases, also resigning. Zoonotic diseases are infectious diseases that can be transmitted between animals and humans. In a statement tonight, Jernigan writing, this was a very difficult decision for me. I have had the incredible opportunity to serve the American people doing meaningful and impactful work for over 30 years. However, given the current context in the department, I feel it is best for me to offer my resignation. The sudden exodus of the CDC's top health leaders causing major concern tonight.
You know, the CDC has been our gold standard agency for many years, and now we're not sure we can trust it. What's happened is a catastrophic removal of its leader, and of course the purge, either directly or indirectly, of several leading experts at the agency. And it's really a catastrophe.
Tonight, attorneys for CDC Director Dr. Susan Monarez saying her firing is not official. As a Senate-confirmed officer, only the president himself can fire her, and that has not yet happened.